Hello my dear friends and welcome to a new video. So after the last project was very costumey, I thought maybe this time we're going to do something that's a bit more practical. Because that's the two big things you dabble with when you're a historical seamstress, right? It's like kind of like looks that you can wear daily and over-the-top costumes, which are a lot of fun to make. But also, when am I actually ever going to wear this? So I feel like for this project, I want to make something a little bit more practical. I recently got rid of a lot of my skirts. I've lost weight. They've grown too big. So I just sold a lot. Also, I don't know, it's just, I made a lot of linen skirts and I then started not liking the way I had made them and just sold them. But this means I ended up with basically all of my linen skirts gone, which is fine because we're just coming out of winter and it's been super cold in Scotland and I've been wearing my wool skirts quite happily. But it's getting to the point where I'm like, maybe I should at least have one linen skirt. What we're gonna do is I've been thinking about which fabric to get, and I think this is the perfect color because last winter, was it only last winter? Yeah, I think it was November. I made a grey skirt because I suddenly got obsessed with the idea of making a grey skirt because I thought, you know, I should be wearing more grey. But turns out I may have not been wearing grey because it doesn't really suit me all that much. So I feel like this color is going to be a great alternative because it can somewhat read like a grey, but it's actually a brown. So it's like a very, very cool, dark beige grey tone. So I'm thinking that's maybe a good fit. I don't know. Color analysis people, what do you think? Because I just want something that I can wear with literally any color. So I'm thinking of making a very basic Edwardian skirt, nothing fancy, nothing costumey about it, just something very practical I can wear every day. But because I'm me and I like to have things that fit together, I'm also going to make a bodice, and I know this from experience. I make bodices and I wear them for shooting and I never really wear them again, but it's fun to make them. And also, I bought this some time ago. So I really love these kind of like little antique lacy things that you apply to your bodices. So I saw this and it wasn't like super expensive, but it definitely wasn't on the cheap side. But I saw it and I loved it, and it's got so much cute detail, and I just thought basic skirt, quite basic bodice, but then this on top to kind of give it a bit more of an accent. And I have been thinking about whether I should make it two-colored bodice. Like, you know, the Edwardian ones usually have like an underlayer that's white, but then attached to the outer layer. So I'll think about that once I get to actually making the bodice. But yeah, that's the plan. And I feel like this may get a bit repetitive because every time I sit down and make something for you guys, I'm just going to be like, I'll make a skirt and a bodice. Skirt's going to be Edwardian, bodice going to be fitted. But, you know, seems like you guys have been enjoying watching me doing these things on Instagram for the past 3 years. Let's just continue with this on here. Let's get started because I am ready to have a new skirt. Because it's actually almost sunny today. Okay, let's go, Todd. Come on, let's go. Also, if I can just be very, very clear about this, everybody's like, it's spring, you know, nature is awakening, the birds are singing. And then I just found myself walking into the living room like this. I mean, Jack always says I'm a toddler because I like to drink from my little sippy cups, but look at it. It's like a special edition that I ordered from China. It's got a little fox and a little bunny and, oh wait, I forgot the main bit. Stay still, my friend. It's got a little cap for the straw. It's a little fox with a little neckerchief and a little acorn bag. But yeah, so basically this excites me. Autumn. Autumn excites me. And I don't care if it's March. Autumn is a state of mind. So I've got everything cut out. We've got a waistband, which I just free-handed. So every single time I make a skirt, I just guess the width of the waistband that I want, because it will fold in the middle and then a little bit of seam allowance. So I don't know. Then I've got 2 sets of pockets to go into the side seams. A little rectangle to be the kind of like flap for the opening, and another rectangle to be the facing for the other side. And then I've obviously got my panels. So for this skirt we've got a center front, we've got the side front, and then there will be a side back and a back. And since I don't think it's going to be tons of fun watching me actually sew this, I'll just tell you what I'm going to do. But I'll tell you over there. Okay, so let's talk through the steps of making this skirt. So usually I start with the side pockets, I sew them on, I overlock them, then I flap them open, then I set another stitch there just to kind of keep them nice and secured. Then I'll attach the sides to each other. You just go around and attach all the panels of the skirt. I'll put in the center front and the back. And then I'll add the closure bits, but that's when I'll start talking to you. Jesus Christ, these cars, it's like... So we live in this really tiny village in the countryside, but for some reason people don't like using the main road and they like going past our house instead. And I mean, we live in Scotland, so we have a lot of humidity indoors, so it is good to keep the windows open as much as possible, especially on these rare dry days. But it's just like every single time I open the window, it's just like... It's a funny thing because I moved away from Glasgow because I was too busy, and now here I sit and I cannot talk to you guys because there's a car coming every 3 seconds. Let's get started and I'll chat with you guys a little bit further into the process. Archie, do you want to go for a... Do you want to go for a... The skirt is basically finished now, and it could be worn as is, but I want to add some pin tucks as well, just because I feel like skirts can be quite boring. And for some skirts I've actually added a trim or something at the bottom to make it more interesting, but then it immediately feels more costumey. So I feel like a pin tuck is just a perfect way of getting some, you know, body to it to give it a bit more stability at the bottom, but also a little detail, but not so much a detail that it feels like a costume. So me and pin tucks are basically what I'm about to do is I'll put this on my ironing board and then I'll start measuring out the distance that I want the pin tuck to be away from the hem basically. And I'll just show you here. I'll put a little pin right where I measure that out. And then eventually when I've got the pins all around the hem, I'll start and fold this, kind of try to connect the 2 pins and securing this little flap like that. And then I'll sew along it and I put a bit of tension on it, because what I don't want to happen is that the bottom side, where there's actually more fabric than on the top side, that there's any kind of like wrinkles like this, because that would look not that great. But yeah, it's been going well today. No major issues, which is good. Other than right at the beginning, which I didn't show you guys, but basically I put the pocket onto the side that was meant to be attached to the center front rather than to the side. So then I had to undo the entire stitch again, and I was like, oh, great. I guess it's normal for each project that you get something where you're just like, oh. But I feel like my previous project that I was working on, it was just like too many things going well, and eventually you reach this kind of like limit where you feel like anything before that, a few mistakes, that's fine, but you reach this kind of crucial point and you're like, now I hate this project. Even when it's finished and it ends up being fine, but you still kind of end up feeling like you feel that agony that went into producing the garment, even when you're wearing it. So let's hope this is not one of those projects. My current background noise for sewing is actually Glee, and I just had it on in the background as I was starting to tidy up a little bit so I could show you guys the skirt. And then guess who pops on the screen? I'm like, oh my god, it's Jessie St. James!
Mona Ritchie, huh? One of my favorites.
Oh my god, you're Jessie St. James.
All I'm saying is I said it first. But anyways, the skirt is finished. So the problem is my widest lens is a 35mm one. And my house is very small, so I really struggled to get an angle to actually show you guys the skirt. But ta-da! You get it. So I'm just editing this video and realizing I didn't actually film much of me making the bodice. Yeah, oops. Welcome back to the garden house. So this is where my mannequin lives. But also we're very restricted for space, so that's going to be interesting trying to find an angle to get both me and the mannequin on, and in a way that you can actually see what I'm doing. Let's try. Maybe I'll put the camera outside the garden house. Okay, also, you may remember that only yesterday I said that I wanted to make some kind of white Edwardian-ish underlayer to this. But as I was working on it and kind of like trying it on and putting the lacy bit on, I realized maybe it doesn't really work. Because of the way it's shaped, I thought, you know, if there was like, if this bit was white, I don't know, or like if the white continued on down here, but I just couldn't come up with a design that really felt right. And then when I tried this on with just this little bit on it, it actually felt quite simple but nice in a way. And like I said, I didn't want this to be a costume. I wanted this to be kind of something that I may feel comfortable wearing every day. I mean, probably more so the skirt, but just not everything I make needs to be over the top. So maybe just trying to aim for simplicity for once. But as I tried this on earlier, I actually thought, because I'm not picking up this color anywhere else, and I felt like there could be an accent on the waist, and then I tried it on with some belts and it looked really nice, but obviously none of them were this color. So I'm going to go into my very disgraceful fabric stash here, and I'm going to try and see whether I can find anything that is similar in color. Hello. So I'm just coming out of here with the cat to tell you guys that I have finished everything. I've put in all the, can you not chew this please? Put on all the closures. It fits very well. I'm so happy. It's so pretty. I'm very, very happy. Obviously, I am not going to show you what it looks like in my living room. No. We're going to go somewhere really nice where I can shoot my little pictures and do my little videos, and Jack will be very annoyed because it will take forever, but I am very excited. It's so pretty. Actually, things worked out this time. What? Who is she? But like I said, I mean, these projects have to go hand in hand. You have to have a bad project and a good project to appreciate the good and to stay humble. Hello back. So my final words on this: I enjoyed making it. I enjoy what it looks like. I'm very excited about the skirt. I actually, even before shooting the pictures, managed to get a stain on my skirt because I already wore it to work multiple times. You know, but I'm very excited about this, and I feel like I just love the look. I feel like it's not super over the top. It doesn't feel too costumey, but still it definitely reads historical, and I'm very happy. Maybe we should do something different for the next video. Maybe we should not do a 1890s inspired skirt and blouse ensemble with short sleeves. But yeah, stay tuned. So if you enjoyed this, as always, I don't know, like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram where I talk to you guys more frequently. I don't know why I said it like this. It's lovely talking to you guys. As we say in German, I guess, Toodaloo. Ciao mit Kakao. I need to work on this, but bye. Bye. Say bye, Tilly. Can you do a little meow at least? Oh.